Nike stock is at the same price as it was 11 years ago in 2015. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly why Nike stock is dead money. Let's get into it. All right, so let me explain exactly why Nike stock has just been dead money for the last 10 years. If you can, please give me a like and subscribe. I do really appreciate it. So if we look right now, this is where the stock price is at $42 and it's 2026. We go back all the way to 2014. I'm sorry, we're looking in the middle of 2014, 2015. This thing has gone so far down, it's unbelievable, right? So, is Nike ever gonna see these levels again? I remember we're talking from 42 right now all the way up to 170, up to 180 bucks. What's gonna happen? So why is it dead money? Well, if we look back 11 years ago, in 2015, for all of 2015, the total revenue was $30.6 billion. And now, in the current trailing 12 months, $46.5 billion. So that's up 52%. Okay, great. The net income, which is basically your profit, $3.27 billion in 2015, $2.25 billion in the trailing 12 months. So you make $46 billion and you're only making 2.25 in profits, when you made 30 billion before and you made 3.27 billion. So that's not good. Your market cap, right, roughly the same. Your EPS, you were making more per share. Your EPS was 190 and now it's 151. The trailing 12 months. And then the PE ratio is around, you're paying a little bit more of a premium, 29 times, but I mean, you're getting more profit to revenue ratio, that's for sure. So there you go, that's a big one right there. So the revenue, as you can see, has grown. It's gone up and down a little bit, but in the last couple of years, that's when it really hasn't done anything. Over here they were, but the last 2 years their revenue has not grown very much, and their trailing 12 months, it's saying it's projected at the trailing 12 months is 46.52 billion, moving slightly sideways with minus 2.71 drop compared to the same trailing 12-month period as the year before. Okay, so we're still not moving in a positive direction. Net income, 3.2 billion, and you look back, even 2022 was bigger, but 2021, you go from here to that's a big jump, right? Okay, great. But then after that, they, not doing anything. 2025, they've gone down tremendously. And if you look over here, this is when they were really making some the biggest profits, right? And the peak net income is supported by high margin direct to consumer sales channels. So during COVID, they switched how they sell to people, and instead of going through like the Foot Lockers and all of the stores, the retailers, they went direct to consumers through the Nike app, and it hurt a lot of their relationships with those stores, as well as the people that would go to the stores, right? So it really did not help, and it also changed. They switched how they were doing something, and then they had to switch back. So as you see here, earnings drop fueled by heavy promotional discounting to clear marketplace backlogs, right? And then here it says the increased profitability was driven by corporate restructuring and cost-saving measures, which is, okay, great. The corporate was restructuring, but there's a margin squeeze due to elevated inventory liquidation costs because they have not yet been able to get over that transition of going direct to consumer and then back. And then with the tariffs and just everything, it's just Nike's struggling so much over the last few years, and that's why it's dropped so heavily. The trailing 12 months for the net income has contracted down to 2.25 billion. This is a 50% drop compared to the previous year, trailing 12 months. And then their EPS is 216, 2025. And you look at 2019, it was 250. Just 6 years before that, it was more. And I mean, yes, it grew substantially a few years, and it was at 373. But when you look at it, it hasn't gone up really anywhere. And then 2025, it went down 42%. The high product overhead, lower wholesale revenues, and soft direct to consumer demand. So they were not getting the direct to consumer anymore. And then their wholesale revenues were also going. It's just bad news everywhere, right? And the trailing 12 months for the EPS is 151. And that's about a 50% drop compared to last year. So it's not good. So I decided to sell. I sold my shares. I only had 8, so I used to have 16. And then I just couldn't do it. I couldn't hold on. I can't, I just can't. So I sold the rest of what I had. Obviously, it's not that much, $350. I'm not like some major holder of this. But I just brought up some of those big important numbers because it does seem like, they have almost gone nowhere in the last 10 years, right? The company, the business has really gone nowhere. I really do appreciate everybody for watching. I do want to go over the stock chart really quick because when you look at it, you want to assume it can get back to these levels. But there's no saying when that V is going to finally start forming, or a U. And it could be a W. It could pop back up and then come back down. So is it possible it goes down to the same levels as it was in 2012, which is about $27? Yeah. It's possible. But at some point, this stock does have to turn around. I want to be very clear that just because I sold the stock does not mean I don't believe in the company and the stock. It just, long term, I do think it's going to turn around and do something. But it's been such a money loser for me. And I'm trying to look for higher growth stocks. And Nike, if they want to get back to making that stock price to where I want it to be, to a double up or anything like that, it's going to take so much for them to do. I just don't see it happening. Whereas if I buy a Hims, a Celsius, there's so many, even in Amazon or a Meta, I think can completely outperform it. So many stocks have outperformed it in the last few years, right? And I still think all the other stocks will. So because of that, I gave up my position. I do believe if you wanted to start a position in Nike and be like, I want to hold something kind of that grows a little bit slower, safer, gives me dividends and stuff like that, then sure. But I'm still young. I'm still in my 30s. I'm 37. So, and look, I do believe in the company. I have Nike on. I believe in the company. I wear it all the time. There's better opportunity to put my money right now. So yeah, that's that. Thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone. This is a quick one about Nike stock. I usually don't talk about it, but I did just sell it all. And I thought, hey, let me make a video. When you look at it, it's 11 years ago, 12 years ago, basically. 12 years ago. That's insane, right? That's insane. Let's look at it one more time. Look at this. Look at this chart. This is 2014. This is right here. September of 2014. It was $42. September of 2014. That was before my daughter was born, and she's 11 years old right now. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate everybody. And never forget to earn it, save it, invest it, buy low, sell high. I want assets, not liabilities, and you can count on compounded interest.